In this video, I will explain the importance of making your employees' post-retirement well-being and success a business priority, and how vital it is for your employees to have the information they need as they prepare to make this life transition. Hi, I'm DKCO. I'm a licensed psychotherapist in private practice and have spent the last 26 years working with individuals and couples. I'm also a certified life, retirement, and re-career coach working with people 50 and older who are planning their retirement, and that is what I want to talk with you about today. Retirement lifestyle planning, an issue that has been in the making for over 60 years, will affect over a quarter of the U.S. population over the next 2 decades. After World War II, our parents returned to the States to continue their lives that had been interrupted by the war. During the 18-year period from 1946 to 1964, that homecoming created 78 million American babies. This group, affectionately called baby boomers, has worked its way through every phase of American life. We couldn't build schools fast enough to meet the needs of this growing population. This group went on to college, entered the workforce, had families, and is now ready to leave their careers and move on to what I call their retirement career. Starting in 2012, this generation began turning 65 years old in unprecedented numbers. An average of 12,000 Americans will turn 65 years old each and every single day for the next 17 years. Think about it. Enough people will retire in 1 week to fill the largest football stadiums in the country. The implications for you and your company are enormous. There are continuous discussions about this subject in the media. How will this wave of boomers, soon to be retired, affect medical services, Social Security, and every other part of our society? It's hardly a surprise. By the 1960s, every demographer understood its profound implications. In the late 1990s, authors Mark Friedman in his book Prime Time and Ken Dykewald in his book Age Power wrote about the impending trends of our generation as they aged. They were right. Entire industries had to be created to plan financially for this life stage as Congress passed legislation for 401ks, IRAs, Roth IRAs, and numerous other retirement savings programs. For the past half-century, we've been overwhelmed with financial planning information to ensure that your employees wouldn't outlive their money. Unfortunately, while these conversations concentrated almost exclusively on the financial aspects of retirement, which are necessary for a comfortable retirement, it's not the only issue. Of equal importance for 78 million Americans is their future, quality of life, life purpose, and happiness. Until recently, no one has focused on these issues. Because we have the gift of longevity, our generation will have 25 to 35 years after work. What will they do with all that time? In my mid-50s, my husband wanted to talk about this transition, but I was not ready. I had too much anxiety about leaving my private practice. To better prepare myself so I could be an active participant in these conversations, I began reading and learning everything I could about retirement and lifestyle issues. I also didn't want the next chapter of my life to be all about rest and relaxation like my parents' and grandparents' generation. The lessons I've learned on my personal and professional journey are the basis for the presentations that I give to businesses. I first began working with individuals and couples around their personal retirement plans. But more recently, I focused on working with companies and organizations like yours who recognize that the happiness and satisfaction of your employees in retirement reflects positively or negatively on your corporate culture and image. Increasingly, companies and organizations have an important responsibility to your employees' well-being even after they leave your company. I believe the years after your employees leave work should be the very best of their lives. That can only occur with significant thought, planning, and education. I help people discover that there's life after work and work after retirement. Each of us can choose what their retirement career will look like. In my presentation to businesses, I concentrate on two objectives. My first objective is to raise employees' awareness and understanding of the need to plan this important life stage. My second objective is to give your employees the resources, materials, and inspiration they need to learn more about this transition at their own pace and in their own way. I talk about disengaging from work, transitions, how to repurpose their personal strengths and professional skills, relationships, personal development, and more. Contact me to schedule a workshop for your company and visit my website to sign up for my monthly newsletter and learn more about my services. My philosophy is that every person is the CEO of the next chapter of their life. This puts employees in charge of making the best of their life for the rest of their life while creating legacies they can be proud of. I'm DKCO of Retirement Lifestyle Strategies. Thank you for listening.